Well,
Oh God.
Like, share, subscribe.
what are you doing?
I'm just
I
doing
was like,
something. You don't want to see it with my nose.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. We are live. Welcome to Real United Talk. Tonight our guest appearances are Pankaj, Diedrich, and Mark. When you can see him, there he is. um, Basically, post-match chat, boys. We all watched the game. Hopefully, the people in the comments when they turn up, they watch the game as well. We'll start with Pankaj, right? Since you have been on for a couple of nights, Pankaj, you watched it. What are your thoughts? And are you satisfied over the two legs? If you can remember back
yeah,
to the first leg, yeah.
yeah, quite satisfied. I think the game was done and dusted from the first leg itself, and we came into this leg, thinking, I think we are a bit too comfortable. So I think this game was just a dead rubber game. It was We had nothing to play for really because we already qualified for the quarterfinals and all. So yeah, it was a dead game simply. It was not like just meaningless game. So yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, Diedrich, seeing as Mark's messing about there, we'll go at you next, mate. Or are you busy?
No.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
I see loads of commotion going on in the background.
Okay. All right. Everything all right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Go on and give us your thoughts then. What did you think? Satisfied over the two legs, the way they played?
Satisfied with the way we played in the first leg. Not satisfied with the way we played in that leg. Like I was saying in pre-show, I can't even remember what happened. that was bad. That was really bad.
We just had a game.
Fuck it, I don't know. I just woke up. that was not pretty. That was not a pretty viewing. But
Did it make you want to cancel your subscription?
To Real United.
No, because my mum pays for it. I've got Sky Go on my PlayStation.
Okay, then, Mark. What did you think?
I'm still fuming about that pass that Mata didn't take in the 4th minute to let a Gallo go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he plays that first time rather than taking a touch, that goes straight to a goal, though.
Oh yeah. How the hell Mata got the whole game? I've never known.
I think he was trying something flicks and all that, those tricks and flicks, and I don't know. He was trying. He should have made that pass. Yeah.
Well, he should have, shouldn't he? Yeah, I mean, a guy of his quality, you would expect that ball to reach the centre, the penalty spot. Seeing as he only had the one defender to get round, so that was the 4th minute. Then, Mark, what did you think about the other 86?
Not much better than that. It's all should-haves and would-haves, isn't it? That last ball that never happened. Fosu Mensah went round the outside a couple of times when there was somebody waiting in the middle. He could have just cut in and made the pass. He was man of the match for me, though. I'm just going to say that first.
Okay, all right. Well, I had a bit of a tough time with the first half. I said it in just before we went live. The times when that ball is trying to get played across the box to Igalo to put it in, almost as if they were trying too hard to get him to score. So for me, that pissed me off when they could quite easily gone near post or gone across the face of goal. We could have possibly got in 1-0 up. Harry Maguire had a couple of chances from corners, which I think heading wise, mate. I mean, what the fuck? That's some of the worst heading at goal I've ever seen.
Has he scored from a header? Has he just scored one header this year?
I think so.
Yeah, against Chelsea.
He scored 2 of his feet, hasn't he? That one against Tranmere was a long-range shot. That one against Norwich where he slid in with 2 feet. And he scored one with a header, hasn't he?
He's a better striker than a defender, Maguire.
Well, not with his head, he's not.
Yeah.
That ball, though, when Brandon Williams got on the byline and he cut it back, there's 4 people in the box and he couldn't get it to any of them.
I don't blame Brandon at that because is it really echoing that, isn't it? James just misses it, but then Lingard should have got it at the back post as well. So I don't really blame Williams on that one.
Right, well, Max has gone straight in here, and Max is pulling no punches whatsoever. He's gone Romero 6, Foden Mendes 6, Dwyer 6, Williams 6, Fred 6, McTominay 3, Lingard 7, Mata 4, James 4, Igalo 5. Now, Mata, James, and Lingard, people are saying, like, you know, a lot of people are saying on Twitter, what's their worth to this United team? So, Pankaj, Mata and Lingard, what do you see for them going forward? Not just for next season, if they're still here, but for the rest of this tournament as well.
I think they will be useful. They'll still be useful players for the tournament ahead, because I think because it was very important for us to play them in this game, so that they can get some minutes ahead of an important quarterfinal, semi-final, so they can get some rhythm. So it was important for Lingard to score as well in this game, and it was important for Mata to get some game time as well, in my opinion.
Fair enough, Dietrich. I mean, you know, going forward, quarterfinals now on Monday. You know, there are obviously a lot of people who say dead wood. Do they serve a purpose now in the rest of this tournament, knowing that quarterfinals and semis and final, it's only 3 games, isn't it? Straight knockout now.
Yeah, straight knockout.
So will they serve a purpose for the rest of this tournament, or do you reckon they're on the chopping block now?
They shouldn't. They shouldn't serve a purpose. I don't want to be overly negative, but fuck it. Fair enough. We won. I don't want to come on and just be negative for the sake of it and just be like, I don't agree with that. But there's getting to a point now where it's like I said last night with Ross, one Matter, nice guy, nice all-round person, but
bye.
It's just a case of, like I said last night, he's getting like a German Shepherd. His back legs are going. It's time to take him outside and get spades at back of head or something. I'm not condoning animal cruelty before anyone jumps on that either. Lingard,
would have a field day with it.
Lingard, he scored tonight, but
no, he didn't.
James, I like James. I've been prepared to give James another season. What was it Rodney was saying before the game? This is going to be. We're looking forward to seeing how McTominay would do in midfield. They were fucking non-existent, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Fred might as well have had fucking his lookalike Kevin Hart playing in midfield for fucking all right on that one. It wasn't good. It just was not good, and I think that proves to us what we all already know. Once you get past that first 11, the drop is it's really bad. And it actually makes you fucking think that Bruno only came in practically February, January. We've been without Pogba all season. So it's crazy to think that I think we were sitting in 5th before them lot came in. How the fuck were we 5th with these lot? Honestly, it's just
begs the question, doesn't it?
Most of them only play well when they get games behind them. They need to run games, don't they?
Yeah, but what I'm getting from Dietrich there is it just puts in perspective, right? When you see that team, what we saw tonight, and there's no fitness worries. They've had plenty of rest, that lot as well, right? Because they've not played in the Premier League, and that's the performance they put out against a fucking team like that.
Think about this: if that was a team on its own, our fringe players, and Man City had their fringe players, and Liverpool had their fringe players, what do you think the league table would be like for them? Because I think we'd be pretty close to the bottom on our fringe players.
Oh, 100%.
You think it's fighting relegation team?
Yeah, I think the likes of Bournemouth and that'd even have better teams than us in fringe players.
Well, I'm glad Kylie's here now because Kylie says they're off to play another bunch of farmers in the quarters.
You know what? I want to say something. I think our B team could get relegated. To be honest, I'm not joking.
Well, I mean, under Emery, right, Arsenal, the full team, were floating with relegation at one stage, right?
Yeah.
So, it does bring into question the qualities and the mindsets.
Hey,
But
we
yeah, I
were
mean,
looking like we were going to be in relegation battle at one point. We were 14th, weren't we? ESPN had us in a headline for a
Yeah,
relegation
yeah,
fight.
well, we posted a
Fucking
relegation
joke, that.
before, wasn't it, in terms of points?
14 points off Leicester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Carly has always said 5 to 6 players is needed for this team, right? Like, watching that tonight, I would say probably 8 to 10.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said on Twitter at half time, they need to rethink that release list they did a few weeks back. There's a few more players need going on there.
Although Pankaj, right, Lingard semi-scored, right, because the goal's been given to him. For me, he was lucky. He took too long with that, and the replay showed that defender got back and got a touch on the ball. I don't see what Lingard offers, mate. I really don't. I saw him in a couple of positions tonight. He was wide out on the right. He was playing as the 10, and then he swapped briefly to go out on the left. I didn't see any impact apart from that ball from Fred for the goal.
But to be fair on Lingard, that wasn't the first team. So if you take Lingard in the first team, he might be valuable, because if you put in Pogba, Bruno, then it's a different team, because here is McTominay, Fred, Pereira. Pereira came on late, sorry. And it was McTominay, Fred, and whoever, Mata, right? And the centre backs were like Bailly, who's like, he's not fit as well. I don't think so he's fit. And then you got Daniel James. Nah, he's a bench player as well. So it was almost the whole team was changed. So,
but Pankaj, for a period of time at the beginning of the season, that pretty much was our starting 11. Apart from take out Wan-Bissaka and stuff like that.
I didn't think Pereira did too badly when he came on today, though. His final ball wasn't all there, but he was making some good runs in and down that left side and stuff. He was doing some good work, I thought.
Well, that brings into what Peter says here, that with your Pereira thing, his final pass was pretty much inaccurate.
Yeah, too close to the keeper, wasn't it?
Yeah. Pereira is a weird one, though, isn't it? It's so frustrating because ability-wise, I don't think
he's not left footer.
Yeah, I don't question Pereira's ability. Strangely, if you're asking me, who I'd rather keep out of Lingard and Pereira, I'd pick Pereira. But he's got the ability, but he's got the fucking football intelligence. He's got the football intelligence of a fucking rabbit. He literally he doesn't have a clue. As soon as you get him into somewhere where he's got to think, he don't have a clue what to do. But his ability,
he's like Scooby Doo, isn't he?
Yeah.
I want to rebound.
But free kick ability, striking a ball, crossing the stuff like that, I don't for once doubt him. But it's just like I said, it's so frustrating.
But I mean, we had the conversation right a couple of shows ago. Where does Jadon Sancho come in? Right, who do you drop for Sancho? Now,
I drop Greenwood.
Right. Well, now, right, you're on about Lingard playing in a team with better players, right? So where would you put Lingard in that first team? Who gets dropped for Lingard?
M6.
I think Rashford gets dropped for Lingard.
I think you've got to play Greenwood for the first game of the season as well.
Yeah.
Send out that message like he did with Pogba. He didn't play Pogba when he first came back, did he?
No.
He's got to send the message there that Greenwood's not on the bench. He's not down and out. He's got to let Greenwood have that first game, I think.
Yeah, but then you have more squad depth, right? If Lingard gets into form, right? I'm not saying he's a quality player, Lingard, but if he's on form, then he's going to be useful as a squad depth player.
What Lingard does well is he drags defenders out of the way, gives other people a bit of space, because he's got a lot of energy and he runs. He makes a lot of runs, doesn't he?
You see, I've got to argue against your part there, Mark, because I think once upon a time we could say that argument. We could say
he does hide behind defenders a lot.
I would say, but we used to be able to say Lingard pulls defenders away so he creates space for everyone else. But now you've noticed defenders aren't that bothered about him. They'll kind of let Lingard run off him. They do. If you watch it back, they actually let him run off him because you think, well, even if he does get it, what's he going to fucking do?
There was a couple of times where he was. Yeah. A couple of times where he was in a mile of space, wasn't there?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Pankaj, as well. That he could be useful if he was in form. But let's be honest. Apart from that one bit under Mourinho, when we were calling him Messi Lingard, he's not really been in form since then. I can't think of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, he's got 2 and 2 now. I bet his Instagram's lighting up.
if we can get him back to that, happy days. I'll be the first one to say it. Look, I apologise, but I don't see it.
I don't know what has
Never came
happened
back from the
to
World
him.
Cup, did he?
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
came back from the World Cup. He played every game at the World Cup near enough, didn't he? And he never came back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stick a comment up here, right? Because I want to know.
Like, share,
what
subscribe.
No, it's not that one, Mark. I want to know what you all think of this, right? Because I can't believe I'm reading it, to be honest.
Who's it from?
That were a weird one.
Chong replacing Shaw.
He did.
Left
Oh
back,
God.
right?
Chong.
Oh God.
Yeah, Chong
right?
came on for
Ridiculous.
Williams and played him at left back.
Yeah.
No, I
David,
wouldn't
what do you think?
play Chong, man. Fucking hell.
But would you put Chong at left back?
Oh, fuck
Oh
no.
God.
No.
Yeah, left back in the changing room.
No, man.
Mancos, you put Chong at left back?
Never. I mean, Luke Shaw is our best centre back. Sorry, left back. Sorry, not centre back. I wish he was a centre back, but left back at our club. So I wouldn't replace him, man. I don't know. I don't know what is George smoking right now, but but no.
Right. But
Smoking the devil's lettuce.
Right? But in fairness to Kylie, it's backed up by this comment here, Casper, where he says Chong didn't look that bad at left back. I know it was only last, but played well, bombing forward. Right?
He's better than Williams.
My argument,
Ooh.
that's exactly what I was going to say, Mark. My argument for that would be Brandon Williams is better going forward than both of them for me. So if Ollie says he's a left back now, he's going to be converted to a left back, does he get ahead of Brandon Williams, even if Luke Shaw is fit? You know,
No.
I think it was just a case of. I think it was just a case of I want to stick him in, where can I put him?
That's what I
He
think.
didn't get ahead of.
He didn't want to take Matter off. He's just like, where could I possibly fit him into this team now? Oh, I'll just throw him at left back.
Right, Pancars, this one's for you. Right, here we go. Carly says meet him outside.
Come to India, man. You have to come to India for that. Yeah.
Go on, smack him up, Pancake.
Dia as well. I'm going to put this one up because Dia was stunned to see him at left back. I agree with Mark. I think it was just I need to give him a couple of minutes, you know, and I think that was really the only place that he could put him.
The pity he didn't put Mengi on a bit earlier, I thought.
Carly says everyone is ahead of Shaw, including the dinner lady. Sure. When is Shaw out? I read. He's not even
Starting next season.
Start of the season, is he? Yeah. It's quite possible he's going to miss the first 2 or 3 games at the start of the season. That's fucking mate. He only twisted or something.
You know what Shaw's like as well?
It's Shaw, isn't it? Yeah.
Taking 2 or 3 games to get back in as well.
Ludicrous. Dia as well. This comment, I want people's opinions on this. Mengi. I was surprised he didn't start, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
was annoyed with that.
Yeah, I saw absolutely no reason why Harry Maguire should have started that game, apart from he's club captain, right?
The only thing all he's going for is like a record of consecutive wins, or because we've not lost in 20 games or something now. He's just trying to keep that record up, isn't he? He doesn't want to lose under any matter.
Did we not lose to Chelsea?
We lost to Chelsea, didn't we? The FA Cup, but the all competition record has gone out the window.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
It's just a Premier League one, isn't it? Unbeaten in what is it, 15 or
14 games. 14. 15.
14,
brain
yeah.
fart. Is that about taxi again?
Pancars then. Mengi, what did you think? Big hype around this kid.
I think he should play ahead of Bailly.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you rate him that highly, do you?
I think he should be on the bench for every Premier League game. To be honest, at least.
Okay, fair enough. So
I definitely put him on the bench. If there's no actual Transibi, then yeah, stick him on the bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't start him right away for Premier League games, but yeah, on the bench, and then come we used to do with Greenwood. We used to bring him as a substitution. So I would bring him there and slowly bet him in, and then if he does well, then maybe start him ahead of Lindelof.
Just wait till we're 2-3-0 up against some teams and then just bang him on.
Yeah, I think he has potential to like how Greenwood has gone a long way, right? So I think he has the potential to do that as well. But we have to wait and see.
Diedrich, you know a fair bit about the youth players coming through, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think of this lad? I mean, I ain't got MUTV. I don't watch the reserve games, mate, or anything like that. So, I mean, is the hype real around this one?
Too early to tell. Really, too early to tell. I've got to be honest. I didn't see enough of him from tonight's match. Now, I don't mean that as in I want to see more of him. I generally mean I didn't see enough with my eyes to make a comparison because he only had 10 minutes. It's hard to really get a grasp on someone
Yeah,
in
he
10
touched
minutes.
the ball once, didn't he? Was it touched the ball once or was it twice?
Fucking if that.
You don't agree with Pankaj?
I was gutted Ethan Laird didn't play.
No, it's not that I don't agree with Pankaj. I just think if we're going to be after bringing in another centre, I think he should potentially be ahead of Bailly, yeah, because Bailly's too injury prone. If Bailly's fully fit and never gets injured ever again, then no. But I think we're going to be after another centre back anyway, so that means that somebody's going to be demoted, probably Lindelof. So I think Lindelof will become my third choice centre back. But maybe fourth choice because Jones is always injured. Swansea is becoming a bit like that. Bailly's like that. So, but centre back is one of the hardest positions to come through, isn't it? Really, it's always one of the hardest to promote. Your wingers and your strikers, your young and your right backs, your left backs, they're always going to get more chances than a centre back.
Yeah, you can just throw them on, can't they?
Yeah, one mistake from a winger or a striker, a young one that's just coming in. It's like, oh, it's okay, but try again next time. Your centre back fucks up, then it's a goal. There's no forgiving that.
Yeah.
There's a comment here from Casper that's directed at Pankaj, I think. He says, for fuck's sake, you've seen versus Lask for 10 minutes, if that, and now he's better than Bailly. Have a word with this guy, basically.
I've replied to that. What has Bailly done this season to make me feel he should start?
Well, mate, he's played more than 10 minutes, hasn't he?
Yeah, but what has he done apart from being injured?
Bailly's fucking brilliant. I think I really rate Bailly, but the only reason I put Mengi up there is just because he needs experience, and Bailly's just always injured.
He's always injured. I can't like say that Bailly is better than Mengi. That because he's not done it like himself. Like I wouldn't say he's better. Like I would say like I don't know, because Mengi he's young, and what he has done like in the youth, what people make out of him, and no, I would say he's better than Bailly. I don't want to.
Pankaj, mate, if you look outside your window, apparently Carly's a whole queue waiting for you.
I don't rate Bailly,
including Bailly at the front.
but to be honest, I'm serious. Like with Bailly, right? He does things which he's not supposed to do. I remember when he did a header, he tried to just make the header. He was not supposed to do that, and when he got in, like he got his head hurt, and then Ollie was like, you saw Ollie's reaction during the game.
He
just went down
in the face, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
He's not fucking
hell.
He's not fucking roofed in, right? Is it? But that's what we love about Bailly.
He's very old-fashioned, like I think for me, the way he plays.
You've got to have somebody like him on your team.
What's that?
Yeah, but I like more of a modern day centre back, right? Like Maguire, who's a modern kind of centre back. Like he's not like.
It reminds me of like a pissed up version of Nemanja Vidic.
Yeah,
just willing to headbutt anything, ball, post.
This could be the next Fellaini in terms of just not giving a fuck and throwing elbows, mate, and fucking heads and everything.
Marcus, you still miss Fellaini, I know.
Mate,
you always manage to mention his name in every stream, don't you?
You always fucking find a way to plug him.
Do you know what? I think that guy was so underrated for what he did. So underrated for what he did, man.
Yeah.
You know, you never see at the minute from this United team at the minute. You never see anyone who can cross a decent ball and someone get on the end of it, with their head.
Yeah.
I just think
He's the
God
best
is
header.
perfect.
He was
Yeah,
our best header
He
at the club.
wasn't. He just hit his head and just fall off his throw.
Yeah, decent.
he was great.
Marcus, I think next time we do a stream, if Marouane Fellaini is holding you captive, you need to wear grey so we can alert the police that something's actually going on.
Secret code.
Turn the
I've got a
camera
better idea,
around.
Diedrich.
Just
Diedrich,
fucking see Fellaini stood there looking at you.
I've got a better idea. Can we have a Fellaini swear box every time he mentions Fellaini? He's got to put a pound in.
Mate,
PayPal.
seriously, I think he was so underrated, underappreciated as well for what he did. I really do. You know what? That's the only guy I've seen that can get away with headbutting Aguero and the likes of Ryan Shawcross, mate, and only getting yellow cards for it. It was fucking brilliant. I loved it. Let's have a look. Kylie says when he came on as a sub and cost us the Everton match, his United career was finished. Yeah, but without his goal, then people would say that we would have won the Europa League in that semi-final. So,
Yeah.
Well, let's look at that the opposite way. Do you remember the time when we were 3-0 up against Everton and Moyes threw fucking Fellaini on?
Yeah,
and fucking arguably Fellaini cost us the title in that game. But obviously, I think that's what made us buy him. That and obviously Moyes.
Swings and roundabouts, doesn't it? So Max says apparently Oli confirmed Sanchez is leaving. That's another thing as well. I did read that on in the papers tonight, in the evening
It's supposed to
papers.
be tomorrow, that isn't it?
Yeah,
he's
apparently
confirmed.
in Milan announcing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I read as
We should
well.
have waited till Friday. Because people keep saying we're going to get a number 7 in on Friday. We can get number 7 out on Friday.
Mate,
I think Sancho will be confirmed on Friday. I have a feeling.
7
be.
for the 7.
You know what?
7 o'clock.
I mean, in case people didn't watch it last night, Diedrich and Ross did a show last night discussing Sancho and the structure of the deal and things like that. And I've got to say, Diedrich, those blue tick people on Twitter that you were quoting them off, right, have basically put that Sancho deal in a roundabout politer way than what I've said for the last 2-3 weeks. They won't pay 108 million. Dortmund won't back down on the price. How they can agree terms with a player, right, when they've not even agreed a fee and got permission to do the personal terms is another thing for me. Because wouldn't that come under sort of like a tapping up sort of thing?
No, because both clubs are actually, they've got an intermediary, and I mean, they've got a third party working between both clubs
as well. Yeah,
and obviously Dortmund want this deal just as much as we do. Let's be completely honest. They've not once come out and said not for sale, any price. They've not done that. They've literally come out pretty much.
They said they were happy for him.
Director.
They said they were happy for it. Yeah, the director said they were happy for him to run out his contract there.
Yeah, they're quite happy.
Dortmund fans went mad because that's happened a few times for them, hasn't it?
But they're not saying that
Yeah, but
now.
the director said
they're saying we want money.
Yeah, but the same director, he said when they sold Dembele, right, to Barcelona, he said the same thing, that he's going to play for the upcoming season, and then he said it again. So it doesn't mean
criticised him for that, though, didn't he? He said, fucking, what was it? As soon as they showed 100 million, you wanted it.
Yeah.
I think that was just a brief. I honestly don't believe that for 1 second. I believe that's just United fucking trying to hustle a bit to try and save a little bit of money. I think Sancho's already on his way here. Like I said last night, there was a picture of him on Instagram. It said Terminal 7. There's a picture of him on a plane. It's pretty obvious where he's going. I think, like I said, it's a case of when, not if he signs. I just think fucking it's just United trying to save a little bit of money. It will get done. We've done it with every single deal. We said it about Leicester. We said we won't be fucking bullied into paying the 80 million, paid the money. Fernandes.
I think something might happen tomorrow.
We're prepared to walk away.
Yeah.
Barcelona come sniffing him for Fernandes day after we signed him.
Yeah.
It's just fucking United.
At least this time it's relatively quick.
I hope so.
I think something might happen tomorrow. Something might happen. A free agreed.
Well, there's a quote here from Ed Woodward, right, that is saying that they will not be bullied into this transfer because of the 108 million valuation for the player under the coronavirus conditions are unrealistic, considering they signed him for 7.2 million 3 years ago. Right, now that apparently is a quote from Woodward. So if that's true, then I can't see Dortmund lowering that fee to allow the deal to get done.
I think the deal will get done, but I think I think Dortmund want us to pay more of an initial fee up front. I think that's the stumbling block. I think apparently Dortmund wants 70 million up front, 30 million the season after, then 20 million euros the season after that, so 3 years. I think that might be where we're going wrong. I think Man United might be literally you're a knob, Carl. George, I think that's where the stumbling block is. United, for all we know, United could be literally going, we'll give you 50 million, and 20 million, whatever. But it'll get done. It has to. If it doesn't get done, there's going to be uproar. There will be uproar.
Oh yeah.
Ed is also saying.
Oh, Ross has just joined.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pancars. Ed is also, because they won't get bullied into it, that they got other targets, right? So for me, Ollie's drawn up a potential list of maybe 3-4 right-hand siders. So who do you reckon the other 3 could be? Because Koeman's been touted, isn't he, as a loan, right? Until this Sancho deal goes lower next season. Leon Bailey, Adama Traore.
Yeah.
Do you reckon those are the 3? I don't think those are the 3 myself. I think maybe Traore. I can't see the other 2 coming.
Yeah, maybe Traore, because I think Traore is the second alternative to Sancho. That's what I heard. I think 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
So, but I don't think so. I think that's the smoke screen thing. I don't think so. I don't think so. There is an alternative. We get Sancho, or we don't get Sancho actually. So that's what I think. Because yeah.
I'll say I've got to think here, Diedrich. I can't see, mate, unless Dortmund.
I thought you looked like you were in pain.
Yeah, unless Dortmund lower that price, mate, I don't see it being done. I don't see United. They've had their fingers burnt.
It's the same thing with Leicester, right?
Twice. Right. If you're looking at it in the business sense,
yeah,
I think the money they paid for Pogba, performances on the pitch haven't suited the price tag, right? Sanchez as well. Swap deal with Mkhitaryan. They will not overpay on wages in case that happens again. So I think for me, the fee is a major fucking factor here. Obviously it is, because Dortmund are saying this and United are saying this. Dortmund ain't backing down, United aren't overpaying. So in case the deal falls through, what do you do?
What do you do
to answer that, because I think those 4 targets you mentioned, I think Ollie will have passed the piece of paper to Ed Woodward. I think it will say position 1 Sancho, position 2 Sancho, position 3 Sancho. I think I think it has to. There's no. I think if they want Ollie to seriously compete and be taken seriously, this is the one they need to fucking get him. They've already let him down on Haaland. They've already let him down on Bellingham. We did it to Mourinho in his last season. As much as I argue with these fucking idiots on fucking Twitter that say that Mourinho deserved fucking longer, Mourinho did Mourinho in. If Mourinho were asking for centre backs, he wouldn't give him. So how did any of them ever expect to succeed if we're not backing them? And let's not forget the famous line from Woodward: "We are Manchester United. We can do things other clubs cannot do. We can break the transfer records." But yet we're now saying we can't break a record. It's also PR. It's fucking dick swinging competitions. We literally said, Ollie literally said a couple of months ago, we can exploit this market.
This is the
But-
thing
but
here, right?
do you-
Carly's, hang on, Pankos. Carly's just said here, right?
Yeah.
Leicester wanted 80 million for Maguire. United didn't want to pay
Mhm.
it, but they ended up paying it, right? Because
Yep.
they needed a fucking centre back desperately, right? There isn't a leader in that back four at all until Maguire came in, right? But you're talking the right midfield position here, Mark, right? Where there's already competition in that squad there for the right hand side. You've already got a front three that can interchange and play in all three positions. So do you think Ed Woodward would say to Ollie, well, look, you got third with that front three. We can't get your number one target because they're not reducing the price. How about a makeshift loan until next season where we can get him for half the price? Because that I can see Ed doing. Because like Diedrich said,
I think Woodward knows that you can't stagnate in this game. You need to progress every transfer window. You've got to get
Ed
better.
don't do that, mate, does he? Glazers don't do that, mate.
But then if you look at the Bruno transfer, right, the Bruno one, right, I think we needed Bruno because our midfielders were injured. Do you think we would have got Bruno if our midfielders were not injured in January?
This is it, mate. That's a fucking
Yeah.
spot on point there. If we
No.
didn't have these injuries, mate, would he have come? You know, they
I think we
wanted
would
him
have
last summer.
I think they'd have got him because we were just
Yeah.
crap. They needed somebody. Doesn't
And that's
matter who
the
it was.
thing.
They needed somebody to come in.
But that's the thing, right? We didn't have a commanding centre back. We had to get one. We didn't have a decent box to box or whatever you want to class Bruno as. He had to come in.
Yeah.
But the right side, right? For me, Mason's been a revelation out there this season. Is there not a slight chance Ed could say, go with him for one more season, then we'll get you Sancho for half the price?
There is, but you're not going to get Sancho for half the price next season because all the other clubs are going to be looking at him. Real Madrid will be after him. Barcelona will be after him.
Yeah, get him while there's only while Real Madrid, they're more skint than we are. Same for all these other teams.
If they waited 6 months and got Bruno Fernandes this summer, they might not have got him because other teams would have been looking at him and trying to get him.
Mate,
So
I just think where Woodward and the Glazers are concerned, they'd rather save money. Their first priority is money over what happens on that pitch.
They took 150 million out prior to all this, didn't they? And I think that's our transfer kit. I think what they might be trying to do, because if they spend an initial 70 million out of that 150 million, that leaves them with what, 80 million. And I think that maybe fucked them up on their other transfers.
Doesn't that put us back over 700 million in debt?
No, because we
were only down to 550 or 600.
Yeah, we
just
took
it for 150 out.
No, I don't think we actually took it as a loan. I don't think we took it as a loan. I think we took it out of our own. What do you call it?
It's an overdraft they took, wasn't it?
Is it an overdraft?
Yeah, which is a loan, isn't it? So
it was effectively a loan, wasn't it? They took it out.
Yeah. So which means we're probably more in debt than when the Glazers first came in.
Yeah.
Still baffles me how that went on, but let's discuss that one.
What I'm thinking,
we're probably still paying for Lukaku in that as well because we still pay other teams in instalments. We're probably still paying for Lukaku in other deals.
A lot of deals go like that though. It's very rare you get a team rock up and go, "Oh, there's 100 million there in cash."
Yeah.
But I don't think Woodward would be that stupid this time. I think after all the shit that happened this season with people turning up at his fucking house and stuff like that, I think if we get third and he doesn't invest and he gets us in a fucking loan player like as much as King of Coleman is a good player, I don't want him. It's Sancho. It has to be because, and also, what was I going to say then?
It has to be now because they're going to look ridiculous if you don't get Sancho.
Yeah. Plus, it's okay going. We've got Martial, we've got Greenwood, and we've got Rashford. They're competing for those front three positions. But it literally proves our point what we were saying earlier on. Look at how bad we are when they're not there. We literally, if one of them gets injured, if Martial gets injured, you have to obviously put Greenwood up top, or you put Rashford up top, which then leaves a place open on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. So then you've got who's coming in? Lingard.
This is it, mate. I try and think of things from a perspective of the business sense, deal with accounts and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be negative for a reason. I'll just try and repercussions, if any, and how it's going to look to the outside world. Typho, welcome.
Imagine being an Arsenal fan and coming onto here trying to banter us. Jesus.
He says, outplayed for 85 minutes by Lask, laughed my ass off, embarrassing banter, no trophies FC. Wait, it's all good, basically.
We could win the Europa League, man.
We're in the
We could win the Europa
quarterfinals.
League.
Yeah, and that was the main thing. Kylie says PSG representatives turned up with 200 million in cash to La Liga offices for Neymar, but our owners
didn't Neymar actually pay out his own release clause?
I ain't got a clue.
No.
Not fucking clue.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think he did.
He paid his own release clause.
Yeah.
Half. Not the full one. Not the full, I guess. Maybe half. That's
what was his release clause then? 170 odd million then, wasn't it?
107 million.
Fucking, he was that desperate to get out of Barcelona.
That's the way it works in Spain, I think. A lot of players will do that when release clauses are met. They'll kind of pay it themselves and then they'll claim it back from the club they're going to.
Yeah, they own their own contract technically, don't they?
Yeah, but some of the release clauses in Spain are fucking ridiculous. Like Ansu Fati, the lad who plays for Barcelona, he's I think he's 18, 19. He's just about to sign a contract extension, a new contract, sorry, and he's got a 400 million buyout clause.
Does Ramos have a buyout clause? Ramos.
Carly says Sancho is done on Friday, right? Now, Kylie, if you don't turn up, right, you owe me a coffee, okay? Because
I just hope to fuck it's not on Friday now then, just to prove Kylie wrong.
Yeah, I want Kylie to buy me a coffee at Costa. Right, enough of the transfer stuff. I want to know, right, any of those players tonight out on that pitch, Mark, have they earned the right to get into that quarter-final match on Monday?
The starters... Romero, Fosu-Mensah, Maguire,
Lingard.
Williams didn't exactly cover himself in glory tonight, so I'm not so sure about him.
Yeah.
Carly didn't specify which Friday. Carly, you said the 7th. 7th or the 7th? Number 7. You said Friday, right?
In 2077.
Yeah, 2077. He comes when Griezmann will come. Yeah,
with
go on,
Schneider.
So you had the back four there. Midfield was what? McTominay, Fred, Lingard.
None of them deserve. But the thing is, we're not playing against a great team, so I'd probably still start them. But I'd make sure that Pogba and Bruno are on the bench. Because if we go 1-0 down in the first half, don't forget this is only a one-legged game. We have to have quality on the pitch, at least on the bench. So
just out of curiosity, does anyone know who we've got? Has the draw made after that game or not?
No, the draw was made a few weeks ago.
Right. Okay. Right.
The game
Kylie?
we're playing it. The game was played tonight. Was it Istanbul that won it?
Oh, I don't know.
Istanbul got beat 3-0.
Oh, right. So we're against the other team then.
Copenhagen.
The other crap team.
FC Copenhagen. There we go. Yeah,
that's the one.
FC Copenhagen. Right. So FC Copenhagen. I don't know.
You got knocked out by Olympiacos. Why are you coming on here trying to banter us?
Hey, more the merrier. More the merrier. From what I know of Copenhagen, I don't know much, mate. I don't think they're much cold, to be honest. I think it's pretty much a slightly better version of what we played tonight.
Yeah.
So
I'd change it up. I'd change it up at number 10 and maybe a winger, but maybe left back as well.
What do you do?
I'd I want to say put De Gea back in because I still don't fully trust Romero. You have to play Williams if Shaw isn't fit, and then I'd bring in Maguire, Lindelof. I wouldn't risk it now. If we're serious about this competition, I'd literally field as strong as we possibly could. I wouldn't even give it a chance to play like a weak first half and then try and change it in the second half. Why tempt fate? Why let Copenhagen potentially get ahead and build up a bit of momentum? I reckon we just go for it. It's knockout football, yeah. It's not exactly like we can go, let's have a
just
good
get 3 or
first
4 in the
game
first
then.
half.
Put it to bed as quickly as possible.
Okay, Pankaj?
Yeah, because I think Ollie would go with the players who haven't started against Lask, apart from Maguire, against the team we are facing in the quarterfinal, whatever the name is. I've never heard of that name. Yeah, Copenhagen. Yeah. So yeah, I think the players he hasn't started for this game will play against Copenhagen. Yeah. So I think he should put in a strong team because it's a knockout game, right? It's not like a first leg game. So yeah,
Well,
straight knockout. So yeah.
for me, I've got to agree with Sifo in a way, and I've got to go with Diedrich as well. I think that game tonight, based on tonight, that team that was out there tonight, mate, I wouldn't fucking put that team out Monday. Not at all. I would go full strength. I would go all in for it now. There's 3 games left. You're in the quarter-final. Go for it.
When's the final going to be? A week on Wednesday or something?
I think quarter-final Monday. Isn't the semis then Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, so it'll be
final. Yeah,
it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime like that, won't it? It's like nearly 2 weeks today, isn't it?
So 2 weeks, 3 games, mate. I think, and a lot of them first team players that have played in that Premier League as well for the last 2 games. That's plenty of rest for them now. I'd chuck them in.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That's it, mate. That's it. Max says
you always forget to say it.
I know, mate. Yeah. And yeah, Sifo, he says, look, I mean, you can't argue it. They've got a trophy this season. What do we have? 3rd place medal. Mate, that's the argument. That was the debate I was having with Kylie about the FA Cup. Should have gone for it.
But we're still in this competition. Arsenal,
I know, mate. Yeah, but it's all ifs now, isn't it?
We've got football to look forward to the next couple of weeks.
We
don't have to go on other people's fan channels, and we don't have to go on other people's fan channels because we've got something else to do, like watch our own team.
He's probably going to spend his evening kissing his dad up mouth.
If he's lucky.
Well, for me, then, yeah, it goes. I think it goes without saying. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Brandon Williams, Pogba, Matic, Bruno, Mason, Martial, Rashford. I think that gets you through to the semi-final. To be honest, mate, I really do. And I actually think that first team, providing there's no injuries, it wins the competition.
You love a good semi, don't you?
I do, mate. Yeah.
So does Sippo.
Right, is there anything you boys want to bring up? Anything you want to discuss? Anything you noticed? I'll tell you what I did notice tonight, actually.
Have you picked as man of the match? I've gone for Timbo.
I've gone with Timbo, yeah. Diedrich?
Me for fucking actually watching the full game. Pass.
It's hard.
I can't get.
Max has gone Lingard.
I don't know. I just don't know. I can't give it.
Oh, right. We'll come back to you then. Pankaj?
Maguire.
Boy, mate, that's quick. Come on, Diedrich. You had like seconds to think then.
As much as I said I don't trust Romero, he's probably the only one who actually did his job.
Into a joke, how we've all picked defensive players. We've all picked defenders and goalkeepers there.
Yeah.
In a game where we're playing against one of the worst teams we've played all year, and we're 5-0 up at the start of it, and we've ended up picking the defender as a man of the match.
Well, Kylie's
should have been picking strikers and shit.
Kylie's gone with Chong. So he's gone with a defender as well, technically, for tonight.
I'll tell you what, I'll pick Chong Zerban as man of the match.
I would have picked Martial as man of the match, but he didn't play the whole match. He came
You
off.
love giving people who had 10 minutes fucking brilliant scores, you don't you?
He's great, isn't he, Pankard? He's mate. I think he's brilliant on it. I think he's brilliant. I never knew either that Fred. I don't know if anyone else noticed this tonight. Fred has actually got a right foot and can pass more than 10, 15 yards with it. Do you think that's something they've been working on in training? Because I've never seen him do that before.
Play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice him play. I've got to be fair though. I know pissing about Mark, but I never noticed him, right? Because he's had his head shaved, and I thought, hang on, where's Fred? And yeah, I just see this lip guy in the middle. But yeah, I'd never noticed he had a right foot, and he was spreading the ball back.
Most of us are blessed with 2 feet. That's how we walk around.
Carly hates Fred.
Did he?
So
Did he make that assist for Lingard, right? He made that assist for Lingard, did you?
He did, yeah,
Fred.
Pankard, yeah. Yeah. Nice little ball around the corner, wasn't it? But no, I can't. Mark, I can't believe you put out a weakened team on Monday.
What? I'm glad you finished that sentence off then, saying you're glad I put out.
I can't believe you would put out a weakened team Monday now. I can't believe it.
Yeah, like thinking about it now, maybe it's not a great idea, but I'd stick with Fred and McTominay, even though they didn't have a great game today. I'd just keep either Pogba or Fernandes on the bench, just the one of them. Just rotate it a little bit, because don't forget they are going to be needed.
Yeah,
they are going to be needed on Thursday as well, or Friday, whenever the next game is, the semi.
Yeah. So you start one. Which one would you start?
I'd probably start Fernandes, because we're just crying out for a number 10 today. We're terrible. There's no final ball at all, so I'd probably start Fernandes today. Leave Pogba on the bench. Bring Pogba on maybe if we're not doing great. Bring him on at half time.
Sypho's winding up Kylie and Max in the comments, mate. About time someone winding up. Diedrich, then, you Pogba, Fernandes. Which one do you start?
Fernandes. He didn't even come on tonight, did it, Fernandes?
No.
Don't fucking need him. We still won, didn't we?
Pankaj? Which one do you start, mate?
To be honest, I would go with the strong side. Like, I would go with the first 11, which we play every week, in the Premier League. So yeah,
fair enough.
I would go with like
burnt out by the final. Then.
Yeah.
No, wait, how can they be burnt out by the final?
It's just 3 games, man. Like, come on.
They were only playing just last week, and they were burnt out against Leicester.
Yeah, but they've had a
week off.
They'll literally have, wouldn't they? Fucking 10 days off of it. Mate, they should be ready to go, raring to go. Martial looked like he didn't need a break tonight. He looked like he was, pretty sharp, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he was.
Excuse me.
Right, Carly's talking to Cypher. What's this? You realise Cypher that the FA Cup is past as well. Max says Cypher, why? Cypher, you're talking about trophies, so that's why I spoke about trophies. And then Cypher says trophies won. Fucking hell. That's
Kylie, just dazzle him with some of your big words, because he won't understand what you're saying, this gooner.
Yeah. Diedrich, bring her on, man.
Yeah.
Right, okay, it's getting late. We'll call it there. Cheers for joining, boys. Pleasure as always.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That's it, yeah. And thanks to everyone in the comments. Even Sci-Fi from Arsenal.
Yeah, nice bit of banter.
Nice to see you in there, mate, and having a bit of fun in the comments. So
anyone that gives Kylie some banter's all right in my books.
Yeah, mate. I think Rodney is doing something. I think he said Friday.
Friday. He did say Friday.
He did say Friday, right? So Rodney will be up next on Friday, and then it'll be back to normal. Then Sunday, and then we'll do Monday, and then carry on from there. All right, but thanks everyone, and we shall see you soon. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.